All right, everybody. Welcome to our double live unboxing from Wayne Manor North. I'm Chris, the Batman statue collector. And of course, we have Dan Default over there in Wayne Manor North right there with two boxes. Look at that big smile right there.
Neck deep in statues. What's that?
I want to thank everybody. We ran a couple minutes late. I could not get my mic to work for whatever reason. So luckily it is working now. And so that's all that matters. And anyway, congratulations on your two boxes, Dan.
Yeah, these two kind of long time coming, both by way of indecision and just pre-order time. So no, super excited.
That's right. So tell everybody what you have in the boxes here.
Yeah, so I have, I guess by way of order, I've got Poison Ivy, the premium format EX from Sideshow. And then I've got the Scarecrow, also EX from Sideshow. And I was one of the ones that I was indecisive on Scarecrow.
Yes.
And I kind of held off. And I was one who was fortunate enough to see him in New York at Comic-Con last October. He looked amazing, but still was indecisive as to whether or not I want him in the collection. And at the last minute, pulled the trigger, and literally just before he got waitlisted. I think I pulled the trigger. It was right before your review. I think we had talked a little bit about him, and it just kind of pushed me over the edge, and I was really glad I did. I was fortunate. I got the EX, and I love both the head sculpts, at least what I've seen. I have not opened these yet, but now I'm really looking forward to the two of them.
It is just crazy how fast that went.
Insane. And did I hear somebody say, is Freeze waitlisted now?
Yes, both editions is waitlisted.
That's crazy, right? Crazy. If this doesn't tell Sideshow that there's a real market for these rogues, I don't know what does, because these are not super small edition sizes.
Well, I think a lot of people in the past have kind of waited for things to come out, because of quality control issues. But now clearly Sideshow is putting out hit after hit after hit in hand. You know, they've all been really, really good. So now it's like people have waited, and they're like, okay, now I see that first unboxing video that Sideshow puts out or reviewers put out, and they're like, whoa, we got to get this.
Yeah, I know. What's really interesting to me is, you know, statue community, we can be kind of fickle, you know, and you tend to get all different kinds of opinions and points of view. But it seems like, especially with Scarecrow, boy, it is a really consistent, you know, kind of high marks type of piece.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Absolutely. Well, which one are you going to unbox first? Yeah.
I was thinking about that before we went live, and I was thinking, well, how about ladies first, right? I think maybe we start with Poison Ivy. So I will. I just figured I'd show everybody. I know there's been a lot of pics already in the groups, but I figured I'd show everybody both of the boxes these guys came in. So this is they're funny. They're about the same size. Ivy's is a little bit more narrow than Scarecrow's, and Scarecrow is about 10 pounds more. But both are reasonable boxes, especially if you're a collector that gets the 1/3 in. These were actually a nice change of pace. So,
we were talking in our group earlier, you know, of course, about the decision about 1/3 and the amount of space they take up and stuff. And boxes are also another part of that. You know, you know, whenever you have a Prime One piece, you get two giant boxes, and it makes a big difference of storage as well.
Yep, it sure does. So I did cheat a little bit and took these out. And actually, Chris, I took this cue from your reviews because I noticed you kind of do the same thing. I said,
I do.
An extra minute and me struggling with the shipper box and took out the art boxes. But this is as far as I went. I didn't take the styrofoam out. This is as far as I went. So this really beautiful box. I mean, I don't know, some collectors are more into the art boxes than others. I like when they do a nice presentation of the box. It makes the out-of-box experience a little bit better. In marketing land, we call that the UBI, the out-of-box experience. Really beautiful. They have the statue on the front. They've covered the box in ivy with a beautiful shot of the statue on the back. So, and she is number 359 of 800 pieces of the EX. This is also the EX.
Nice. And that's what I did not get the EX. So you got the EX, and I think Jeff Morris has the EX also.
You know, I think with this one, wasn't the EX was really short money for the extra head sculpt. I want to say it was either $15 or maybe $25.
I think only 15.
Yeah, it was, and I kind of thought at that point, I'm like, even though I think I prefer the regular edition. I just decided to get it anyways. I just figured why not. Maybe it'll be one of those that I like it in person more than I like it in pics.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to say hello to a few people that are here. We've got Chris in the house. Hey, Chris Sturg. Got Rome Ross in the house. Gotham's mine. He says, "What's up, Dan and Chris? Very excited to see the unboxing."
Hey, guys.
I got Jason M here. We've got Alvaro. I said, "What is up? Let's get this party started." Let's see. We've got Emperor Zergi. I like that. Tin Man is here. It's all that fear toxin that got out of the box. I like it. They were talking about why we started late.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Levi's here. Also, Edwin Torres. I hope everyone's doing well. Looking forward to Dan the Man Double Trouble review. I like that. That's
Double Trouble review. Oh, we're gonna have to steal that one, Chris.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love it.
I am cutting this box open Mac Main style, in case anybody hasn't known.
I like it.
I am spinning it while cutting. Yes.
You're not using a fork, are you?
Has Mac used a fork?
No, I did. I did that in that parody video I did.
You know, what's funny is I have it in my drawer over here, but I've got a Batman kind of, just regular jackknife.
Yeah.
Well, right, just a Batman knife that I got for a gift years ago that I always used to open my statues. It's literally dull. Like I need to sharpen the blade. I can't open the statues with it anymore. That should tell you something.
I smell Christmas gift.
Yeah, right.
David Graham says, "Can't wait to see the look on Dan's face when he sets up the Scarecrow. Did mine last night, and damn."
Boy, I tell you, man, that is such the consistent reaction.
Yeah, it is. It is just fantastic. I mean, I dare you to say it's not the best premium format you've seen.
Wow. Well, here we see if I can tip this up a little bit for you guys. Here's Ivy and what this piece looks like. And I'm sorry, I don't have the camera mobile at the moment, so I won't be moving it around, but that's what that looks like. And I guess we'll start with the base. So it's good to see Levi in the chat. I know Levi's newer to the group.
Yeah, we got Levi.
Naked. He's been posting quite a bit lately on the Facebook group, so it's good to see him.
Everybody. Right, Levi's awesome. We got Hugo Cardoso. This is a double Jeopardy BSC unboxing. Let's do this. Sean Breeze Collectibles says, "Hey, what's up? Thanks for this. That's awesome. Thanks for being here."
Hey, Sean.
Let's see. Ryan is here. I can't wait to see the color on that, or I want to see the color on that Poison Ivy. I'm still undecided on it due to the skin paint. That is an issue that a lot of people have had. I'm anxious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, it was my biggest. It's what caused me to be reluctant, probably more than anything else. I love the sculpt. I love I think, Chris, the word that you used when you reviewed this one was sultry. I personally like that because I think that's a big part of what her character is and what makes her Poison Ivy. But this is the base there. And one of the aspects of this so far, anyways, that's really cool, the detail in the base and the petals on the plant monster here on the bottom look outstanding.
I really like the outside colors on the leaves or whatever that is.
Yeah, right. That burgundy and blood red kind of color.
I think it's real nice.
All right, so Chris, should I put the leaves, the bigger petals in first, or the?
Yeah. You want to put the bigger petals in.
Okay.
And I think they're all the same.
Oh, good. Even easier.
If I remember right.
Oh no, they're color keyed.
Really?
Yeah, I've got a red one here, and I've got a red block. I've got a red block, a black block, and one that's not color keyed.
I've got to see if mine's like that now.
Yeah. To tell you, it's always amazing to me. No, I shouldn't actually even say this. Never mind. I'm not going to say it until I open Scarecrow. I'm not going to jinx myself.
Yeah.
Actually,
mine is exactly the same.
Is it really?
And I think I just put them in by chance.
You just got lucky?
I thought Scarecrow was the first one that I had seen do that.
Okay.
With the colors.
This is awesome, by the way. Guys, if you haven't seen this statue in person, these pedals, this statue is already awesome. This base is fantastic. It's an awesome, fantastic size. For those who haven't seen me posting in the group, I'm kind of doing the Gotham Sirens, and I'm going to use this Ivy with the, you can see her Catwoman behind me, and I'm also going to pick up the Harley Quinn Hell on Wheels that will make up my Gotham Sirens. And so the footprint on this one really helps a lot.
Yeah, that's one thing that I love about some of these newer pieces, are the footprints are just a little bit smaller. But even some of the OG ones were pretty good. You know, they were all round, and didn't take up a ton of room.
Yep.
Which is nice.
That's true. But somebody at Sideshow is listening, because I have to tell you, it's a really kind of fine line, at least for me personally with my collection, where I like a base that tells a story, but I don't want one that takes up an inordinate amount of space. And don't get me wrong, and I hope to do a room tour soon, by the way, for the channel. I've got a lot new since the last one, but you know, statues like the Batman Who Laughs, even the Batman quarter scale here, the Sideshow Prime One studio collaboration, if they tell a story and it's impactful enough, great. You know, so be it. You can have some of those in your collection, but not all of them can be like that, right? They just take up too much real estate. But I think the Catwoman here is an awesome, you know, really small footprint and a great base.
Yeah, it definitely helps tell a story there as well, I think.
All right, so guys, here's the star of the show. Just trying to line her up properly here. Now, I have to tell you, right off the bat, yes, she's very green. You know, she's green. She's Poison Ivy, right? She looks more pea green in pictures than she does in person. It's a little bit more subdued. Don't get me wrong. It's still a very saturated green, but
I feel like in photos she yellows.
Yeah, that's a great way of describing it. Great way of describing it. Yep.
But in person, she's not.
Yep.
I mean, she's just not.
But wow, I mean, beautifully sculpted. The anatomy is just awesome. And she's a good size, too. I like the size on her. Actually, you know what I can do? Well, why don't we put a sculpt on first? So want to do the regular sculpt first, Chris?
Sure, absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, she's beautiful. Yep.
Got a lot of people saying hello to you. Let me just say a few here. We've got the Pimricas here, Rome Ross. Anthony's here from Las Vegas. Dylan Hicks is here. He says, this is going to be good. Dan Blaster 82. Hey, guys, nice to see some more Sideshow pieces. I just pre-ordered the fine art book prints for €25. Super great price. Dan just got it, too. And yeah, that's really awesome. Junior Statue Collector's in the house. He said, let's go, Dan. I know he's a fan of these.
Yep.
Eugene is here. Says, my Scarecrow was just delivered and is at my house as we speak. It makes for a long work shift. Yeah, it does. It does. B. Alex Thompson. We've got Buzz Dog. Joe Murillo Jr. He says, was there much of a shipping difference in price for the two boxes?
No, not as much as you'd think. I mean, Scarecrow's, you know, materially bigger box. You know, off the top of my head, they were both fairly inexpensive. You know, I guess when you're used to paying into three figures for Prime 1 statues, well into three figures, these seem cheap. They were both, I think she was in the $40 range, and I think Scarecrow might have been $65 or so. And I'm on the East Coast, so.
And Scarecrow's pretty light. I mean, overall, when you set him up, you'll see he's not that heavy. So I'm glad to hear that the prices weren't too bad. James Wallace says, loving when collectors whom are also genuinely decent people come together. You guys need more content together. So that was really nice. Thank you very much.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
I agree.
I want to show, in case people are wondering, how she is size-wise. And now, granted, I have her on a little bit of a turntable here, which is about 3/4 of an inch or so. But you can see her size relative to Catwoman, and they're both
tall.
Same distance. She's tall. Yep. Yep. My thought is, and I don't know yet, and we'll talk about Harley Hell on Wheels and her base and stuff another time, a different show. But I expect I'll probably put Catwoman on a little bit of a riser, let her take center stage, and then have Harley and Ivy to her sides.
That was my biggest surprise, was seeing that Ivy was taller than Catwoman, because I figured it'd be flipped.
Yeah, me too.
With that tall base.
Yeah,
and that's why, like, I have my Catwoman up on a riser, and that gives her.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah,
a lot of height.
It's funny. So part of my decision process with Ivy has been, do I pick up one of the Prime 1 statues? And I thought long and hard about Hush. I just couldn't dedicate the real estate. I just don't have, in my collection room, I didn't have the space. And to be just very honest, there was parts of the anatomy of the Arkham City piece that I just didn't care for, which I had actually planned after determining I wasn't going to do Hush. I thought, okay, I'll do Arkham City. And I thought, well, maybe they'll fix the part of the anatomy. And for those of you who don't know, it's her right foot.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a funny position. Doesn't look like they're doing that. And it's not that this one was my third choice. It was just I was kind of indecisive on, which Ivy altogether. But what I want to say is this one, she's more substantial than she looks like in pictures. She looked tiny to me. And when I see pics of her in people's, I don't even know the different IKEA pieces of furniture, but like, I don't know if it's a Besta or a Stuba or whatever. But
Besta usually,
the shelving, and she just looks small to me, and I didn't want her to look out of place when she's, next to these, 1/3 scale statues in the same room. I didn't want her to be overshadowed. She's not. She's substantial.
And really. her base, even though it's a low footprint, I think the flower things or the plant things coming up adds a little bit of volume to her as well.
Absolutely. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm speaking about her in a whole. Yeah, no question about it. The base helps. I was just grabbing tape measure in case people want to. You can look these up, but just so everybody knows what we're talking about. She's not including the Lazy Susan she's on. She's 22 high, and I'd say she's probably the same dimension all the way around, which is about 10 inches, 10 and a half, with the way these petals kind of flare out.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all, right? So decent footprint, but not too small. And like I said, the sculpt on this, the anatomy. Chris, I don't remember, and I should have looked up before the show who the sculptor was on this one. Do you recall?
I do not. I can look it up real quick while we're talking.
Whoever it is did just an incredible job. I heard some people say early on that they were a little bit turned off by the detailed anatomy or more athletic look on her back. It's what the anatomy should be because she's got her shoulder blades, kind of pinched together with the position she's in. I think that's what I was going to mention is that, by the way, Steve Lord is the sculptor
on this one. And I'm not sure of his other works, I guess. I need to go back and see what other things he's done. But yeah, that was always the biggest complaint is like, it looks too masculine. And I'm like,
there's nothing masculine about this statue.
No, she's incredibly beautiful, just very fit. And like I said, she's very sensual, very seductive, which is exactly what you want from your Ivy. What do you think of the face in person?
Oh, I think she's beautiful. Yep, absolutely beautiful. It's just the right expression. Sorry, I'm sitting here looking at it. Just the right expression. And I'm sorry, I know it's small on the camera. And I also apologize for the light. It's really bright in my room right now. But no, just the right expression. I think everything about it, the expression, matches her pose. And no, I think she looks great.
One thing I like is the way you have her right now on camera, where she's kind of looking over her shoulder that way. You can also turn it more toward your left, or maybe your right, where she's looking back over toward the camera. You can also have her like that. So there's really two really good ways to pose her, depending on what position you want her, and that's I really like that you can get two good angles out of her.
Completely agree. I know that you mentioned this, Chris, and others have mentioned the lack of kind of color distinction between the parts of the inner part of the plant and the color of her skin. That's a fair call out. The colors are close, but for anybody who, for whom that's a point of reluctance, I would say it's not sloppily done. So in so much as the colors might be close, it doesn't detract. In person, they're different enough. And it's not like there's a, sloppy overspray or over painting between the vines and and her skin. So I don't think it detracts from the statue.
Yeah, I don't either. I think maybe I said in my review, I wish it was maybe just a slight different shade, just to kind of differentiate her foot. But then I think I've read something from since then where like she's like blending or like she's like absorbed into the plant somehow or something. I can't remember. It was some story that went with it, and that's why they did that.
Okay.
And that's why it's the same color as her.
Yeah, that'd be fair. I mean, I can see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's kind of one with the flora around her, right? So I think that's a fair guess as to why it's like that.
Yep, absolutely. PLUMAR83 Plumber says, "Hey guys, love your content. Got my first ever statue recently. The Cap shown in the back, and he's amazing. So he has the same. He just got his first statue.
Nice,
back there. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Congrats. Cap's awesome. Actually, just switched up my Cap. I took Moulton out of his hand and his broken shield away, and I just switched him up the other day. I tend to switch mine up. I don't know about you guys, but when I dust, which I try to do often enough, putting the, there we go. Wow. Oh, see, now her hair is really cool on this one. It's a little bit different color red. It's a little
I didn't realize.
A little bit darker shade of red. And yeah, I don't know.
So we were talking about this earlier. So, it wasn't a very big price difference.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where like, okay, just might as well go ahead and get it. So what do you think? What do you think in hand? Like, do you still prefer the regular, or do you like this one better?
You're gonna hate me. I like this one at least as much as the regular, just at first blush.
Okay, wow.
I like her smile better than it looks in pics. It's a completely different expression. Definitely a little more kind of evil, and I like it better in hand. And you know what's funny, Chris? So I don't do this a lot because my kids just kind of make fun of me sometimes. But they just give me a hard. Not make fun of me. They just kind of give me a hard time, But I asked my son, who's 21 years old. I showed him pictures of the poison ivy statues I was considering. I showed him this one with this, and I showed him the two portraits. I showed him the regular first, and I showed him this one. As soon as I put this one, he said, "Oh yeah, definitely that." Like it was automatic. I said, "That's interesting that we all see things differently." But yeah, she looks. Yeah, it's a good one, Chris. Sorry.
maybe I should have done it. Motor 18 says, "Love muscle tone, especially in sculpt." And yeah, this one definitely has that for sure. And I wanted to bring B. Alex Thompson said, "Steve Lord has also done Red Sonja, the Queen of Scavengers, Mystique, the Mystique PF, Emma Frost PF, Superman PF, Harley Jester PF, and Spider-Gwen PF." So
wow,
he's done a lot of really good pieces.
He knows his anatomy, because I can tell you, of all the ones you just rattled off, that Spider-Gwen piece, beautiful anatomy. The Red Sonja piece, beautiful anatomy. All the ones you just rattled off, I think that's definitely an aspect of those that's consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, 70 people watching right now. Thank you for everybody for being here. A lot of people are commenting about Hell on Wheels. This is making them excited about that piece. And Anthony Espada says, "Did you get the delay notification for Harley Hell on Wheels?" Yes. Actually, the day I ordered her, I finally pre-ordered her. And that same day we got the delay, which was funny because whenever I ordered her, that's what the shipping notice said, December, January. So they had already changed it on the site before they even sent it out to everybody. So I was like, well, that didn't change for me, but I don't know what it was before, but just a little bit longer wait, of course.
Yeah, it's kind of to be expected. Sorry, I'm moving some things around here, making room for Scarecrow. Yeah, I think it's to be expected these days. I mean, I'm trying not to get too, worried about weeks here or there. I mean,
yeah, it'll all come.
It'll all come. Yep.
Jeff Morris is here with us, and he says Ivy is underrated, and like he's the one that convinced me to get her because he kept showing me photos, and I was just kind of on the fence because I'm like, I had the OG, and the OG was considered a perfect piece, but when I got them both in hand, yes, they're still great, but I still like this one better, just because she's so realistic.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a taste thing too. It's kind of that's one of the aspects of some of these newer pieces that I really like is the fact that they have that little bit more realism to them. But then again, I love, and you can't. Oh yeah, you can see him here. The OG Bane, I still like him. So.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
It's funny with OG Bane because whenever, and I don't know if I've said this before, but whenever I was putting Scarecrow in the case, and I was looking at all of them together with Bane, and I was trying to envision the new Bane from Daniel Bell. And I'm like, this Bane is looking real cartoony compared to the other ones.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And
I was surprised. I was surprised I felt that way because I'm like, well, this has always just been, it just fits in so well. But if you really look at them, you're like, oh man, it is kind of cartoony compared to the other ones.
Yep. No question about it. No question about it.
All right. Are you ready to do some Scarecrow?
Scarecrow out here. I guess I should do that one.
Dylan Hicks says, this makes me want to get this Harley Hell on Wheels and Catwoman to pair with the Prime 1/3 scale versions of those characters. I think they would all look great together. Yeah, if you do a grouping, that would be amazing.
All right. So definitely a little bit bigger and heavier box. So I'm interested to see how light he is, like you said. So that's interesting. Quite a bump there. Can kind of feel the foam right through there.
Yeah, it looks like there's like an indentation on yours or something.
Yeah, it's what that is. It's just that you can tell it's the shape of the styrofoam underneath. But anyway, really cool art box. I like what they're doing. It seems pretty consistent what they're doing with their art boxes.
I do like this one, how it's kind of out of focus.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks like you're under the fear toxin.
Exactly. Which, I guess is the intention, right?
Yeah, that would be my guess. I thought that was pretty clever.
I think you were the first person I heard call that aspect of this statue out.
Oh, maybe so. That's one of the first things I noticed. Like, well, maybe my eyes are going bad. Some people, real quick, are asking about Outlaw Pete said still no notification on my Prime 1 Poison Ivy. So Junior said that his is shipping Friday, and that, as far as I know, guys, that's for the regular. I know that I ordered the exclusive, and I have no notification yet, which is always kind of frustrating. But yeah, the regular is apparently shipping out Friday for those that ordered it that way from Sideshow.
Boy, that one, it seems like the batches are small or something. I mean, that one was shipping in Asia for a long time, right?
Right, probably at least 3 months ago, maybe.
Yeah. So this is number, what is this? 260 of 500.
Nice, that's a good low number.
Well, which is, it's funny because I think it's within a few of our fellow rogue Jeff Delaney. Well, that's fun.
Sorry, your styrofoam's belching there.
I know, right? Exactly. Yeah, I think Jeff Delaney's got number 266 or something, so they're very close. It's kind of
now it got dark in your room. Did you close the window?
Did it get dark?
It got dark. It's weird.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know either. Hey, that's Scarecrow.
That's wow. Literally nothing changed in my room.
That's so weird.
Yep.
Maybe it's just, that's so weird.
I've got the front of my room. I've got a whole big series of windows, and I have completely 100% UV blocking shades on there, but they filter the light.
Yeah.
So it's still kind of a little bit brightish. Wow, that is weird. The camera must have adjusted.
It must have, because it was so bright before.
Yeah, and nothing's changed. Same amount of light. That's weird. Oh well.
Well, again, it's a darker character, so we have to go dark now.
So true. So, Chris, what's your next statue you've got coming in?
Well, it should be the Hutch Poison Ivy from Prime 1.
Yep.
And then Mr. Freeze.
Oh, right. That should be good.
I would assume that will ship in the next month. I mean, because they've already done the out of the box video,
right?
But those two, Bermejo Joker, maybe Iron Studios Joker, I don't think that's going to be too long from now.
Well, Iron Studios, they have December on the website.
Okay.
For the Iron Studios Joker.
And me and you both ordered directly from them, if I remember right.
We did.
So we might get ours before Sideshow. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that one works.
But this will be my first direct piece from them, so we'll see.
It's interesting. I wonder, they've been really killing it with some of their statue lines recently, most notably probably the 1/10 line.
Yeah.
I wonder how their business clearly seems to be building.
I think so too, and I feel like those are pumped out so quick and delivered so quick that I kind of wonder if they make a bunch ahead of time. I'm not sure how they do that, but they're quick.
Yep, they really are. Yeah, I wonder how the factories, their factory relationships are. Wow, there's a lot more people.
Hudson here says, what do you think is a better line to collect, DC Collectibles or Iron Studios? Well, DC Collectibles might not be making any new stuff anymore. They got shut down. Yeah. So it's kind of up in the air. So I guess if you're wanting something that's going to consistently go on, I would probably stick with Iron Studios. But DC Collectibles puts out a lot of great stuff.
Yep.
And I hope they do. I hope they still farm out their designs to somebody else, and somebody else will make them, which is what I'm guessing will happen.
That they should. I mean, they've got a couple of what you would think would be successful lines.
Yeah, I mean, Black and White's been going on for 10 years.
Yeah, Bombshells is at least 5 years now, 6, and I think they're still making them. Matter of fact, I know they are. I have the new Harley Bombshell where she's slamming it's the sledgehammer game.
Yep.
Carnival game. I've got that one on order.
Yeah, that one's great.
I can't tip this one to show you guys because I'm just afraid there's just way too many pieces.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. Dan Blaster 82 says, both Chris and Dan, any preferences between the Arkham Scarecrow design and the more classic design in the premium format?
Wow. I tell you what, I'm first of all, I'm a big Scarecrow fan, so I'll put that right out there.
Yep, me too.
Scarecrow was the second only to Batman when I started with the Arkham line, and I don't have nearly as many as you do, Chris, but when I started purchasing those, Scarecrow was my second one. And I think he's awesome. And I thought about that too before I ordered this guy. I said, do I need two? They're so different, just completely different, versions of the character, both super cool in their own way. So I think if you're a Scarecrow fan and you like that character, I think there's nothing wrong with having both. They're both just so different, so cool.
I agree. And now that I've had them both, I mean, Scarecrow is one of my most anticipated ones because, like you, I really like Scarecrow, and he doesn't get enough play. But here lately, in the last 5 or 6 years, it feels like, or even since Batman Begins, we've had more Scarecrow. But I will say this, between the Prime One piece and the one that you're unboxing right now, I prefer the Sideshow piece.
Yeah, I have to say, in terms of a more pure version of the character, I think this one wins. It's funny, before I saw it at New York Comic Con, one of my fears was they made him too cartoony, and he's not. He's not at all. Matter of fact, they did a great job with the paint containing that, I think, because it could have gone that direction. He doesn't come off.
What do you think of the purple in person? I really like it.
I really like it. I'll tell you right off the bat, one thing I noticed as soon as I just took the plastic off, it's not as bright in person. I think on camera, on video, it comes off lighter.
Yes, I agree.
More whitish. I don't know how to describe, but it's definitely more muted, darker here. Even it was a little bit difficult, and this is going to sound really funny because I got within 12 inches of it at New York Comic Con. They had it under glass, and they had it raised up fairly high on a pedestal, and with all the reflections and everything, was a little bit hard to tell exactly what the colors look like. This is really good. It does not look light. It looks like a nice, rich color, and it stands off, the other colors really nicely.
I was not there in New York, but I feel like, I'm sorry, was that at New York or was it San Diego?
No, New York. I know it was at San Diego, but I'm talking about New York.
I feel like that it had the worst placement out of any statue in the place. Like it, I don't know why. Like just the and maybe that's just they couldn't do anything to move it, but you could not get a good photograph of it from any angle, and the colors, like you said, were just they must have been right under a light or something.
There was tons of lights, and the way they had it, it was not a feature. What I would consider I guess it was featured. It had its own pedestal, but in terms of what was at the middle kind of front part of the sideshow booth was the one that I remember was Cyclops, the X-Men, Cyclops and Jean Grey were the ones at the front.
Jeff Morris said someone posted some photos of the boxes for the 1/10 Iron Studios Wolverine and another one that was released somewhere already. I suspect they'll start showing up soon. Yeah, and I also noticed they had the brand new logo already on them. So,
oh wow!
I mean, that just goes to show you that that's been in the works for a while, and how quickly they got them out.
Wow, you really want to be careful with these, huh?
Very careful.
Wow.
This statue is incredibly, I would say, dangerous if you are going to have it in a high traffic area. Like I feel like this one has to be up a little higher, and also you just have to be away from it because there's those little wisps. I feel like could break very easily.
Yeah, no question about that. Wow.
Alvaro says, Dan, have you shown off all of your art prints in the past? Loving your setup, and I think I want to buy a few. Dan has done some art reviews for the channel, so you can search art prints in the channel search. And Dan, I think, is going to do some more things for that. Maybe, like you said, maybe a new room tour.
Yeah, I do.
Highlight some of that.
There's a bunch of new art here. I've got a Jim Lee print here that I've done a review on that I still need to get to you, Chris, that I wanted to add some commentary into. Yeah, a whole bunch of new art and more art actually coming in. So
it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
There's so much good art right now.
Okay, what am I missing? Black. Oh, that's his foot.
And I'll bring it up again. So the bottoms of these wisps do have color coding, which again, I don't know how I missed that on Ivy, but I did think that was pretty neat.
It's smart, right? It certainly makes the job easier.
Yes.
Because, you hate guessing with these. I don't like, you put a piece in the wrong, wow, this is really delicate, guys. Oh. So,
can you believe that there has been no videos or nobody saying that this is broken?
It's hard to imagine. So I'm going to bring close.
It's so skinny.
So I don't know if you can see on the bottom, where is my hand? Right here. His pants, they've got his pants kind of torn and you've got these little pieces sticking out. That's all sculpt and it's not flexible.
No.
Wow.
It's just crazy how skinny his legs are. Like I just feel like it could be so brittle. That's why I just feel like you have to be real careful with this statue.
Yeah. And I'd say, guys, when you get them, be careful just pulling the plastic off because it'd be really super easy to catch. I mean, he's got the rope belt. These feel a tiny smidge pliable, but it'd be real easy to snap one of those pieces off.
What do you think of the new statue smell? You get a nice whiff of that?
Jeff Delaney. Oh, yeah. Oh.
There it is.
I think they've got to put something in that, right, to keep us buying.
It's got to. Got to. Jay Doe says, skinny little chicken leg.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? He feels substantial, though. He's not lightweight at all in terms of like what you'd kind of imagine him to weigh nothing.
Yeah.
And he feels well made. He feels solid. I mean, he doesn't weigh a ton or anything, but
yeah, it's not like hollow. I mean, it's solid. No. Right. It's solid resin.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
He probably looks more brittle than he is in terms of that, but a lot of little things hanging off this statue, like you said. I think having him up, and I mean, you want him up anyways from what I've seen in pictures to this point of to be able to see his portrait better.
Yes.
But this is his right arm. Yeah. One of the things, and I can already see it's here. I haven't taken it out yet, but the sickle or the scythe or whatever you call that thing. The rust on the blade looks like a real rusty blade. They did a great job with that.
Anthony Espada says, have been watching your shows for a while. First time participating in the chats. Just want to say you guys are awesome. Great community of statue collectors. Absolutely. I will second that this community is second to none. Amazing, positive. I love everybody that's part of this community.
It's really what makes, I think it's a big part of what makes the hobby enjoyable to me. It's awesome sharing it with people.
Speaking of awesome people, we got MCE in the house. Hey, George, how's it going, sir?
George, is he chatting in live from Disney World, you think?
I know. I'm so, I told him I'm so jealous of him right now that he got to go to Disney. I think he's probably back now. But well, maybe not. Maybe you are still there. I think he is still there. Let us know, George. Give us a Disney update. I was supposed to be there next week, but we had to cancel our trip.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. For my wife's birthday, I got her a week at Disney. Wow. And I had it all paid for, all planned out. I did all the planning myself. But we were still on the quarantine list of coming back, so I would have had a quarantine for 14 days after getting back from Florida.
Yeah.
And the flying, and we're just kind of like, we just don't know if we really want to go through all the rigmarole. So we're gonna push the vacation back another time, but that was pretty frustrating.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on these days.
There is.
Wow.
So what do you think of the wisps? I guess, sorry, you're looking at the head now. Robin's head, yeah.
The zombie, let me bring this a little closer for you guys. So this...
up a little bit.
There it is. I'm pointing at the wrong stupid camera. This is the zombie Jason Todd.
He's so cool.
And he's really cool. And one of the things I know you can't see on camera is, and I think you mentioned this in your review, Chris, was the cloudy effect that they painted into his eyes is really cool.
Isn't it? It's like super cloudy.
Yep. They did a great job. Just that attention to detail. They didn't have to do that, and the teeth are really well done. There's a really nice kind of, shine on them where they look wet and, different than the rest of his face. Even like a lot of wrinkles in his neck, and just looks really great. And I got to tell you, I love the tombstone. Looks awesome. The whole thing.
Edwin Diaz says, is there any other options for Scarecrow besides this one and the Prime 1? And thoughts on both? We just talked about that a bit ago, but no, there aren't any other Scarecrows out there other than like maybe a few from like Diamond Select and companies like that, but nothing high end other than these two.
Right. And good news, they're both awesome.
Yeah, they are both awesome. MC says, I'm good, man. Tired as hell. The sun out here is kicking my butt. Yes, I've heard a lot of sun and a lot of thunderstorms, too, down in Florida right now.
All right. So, Chris, you know what? It's funny. I was like kind of half laughing at you when you were having a hard time in your review of this.
I was. Well, somebody called me out on it. Like, they're like, there's a reason why it's not fitting in right. I had the whole arm in wrong. It was looked like a big ball socket sticking out of its back of it. But I'm like, hey, it's a Scarecrow. We probably would have a big ball sticking out of there. Oh, George got to ride the Falcon by himself. That's awesome, George. Oh, so cool. That's so cool. Okay. Now I'm even more jealous. But I'm happy. I'm happy you got to go.
Wow. This does not disappoint, guys. Jeff Delaney, our fellow rogue at Secret Sanctuary, by the time he did his review, which was right after yours, Chris, he said at the end, he says, hop on the wait list for both, because it's not an EX or fail. And I would absolutely agree. This one does not disappoint.
I mean, you're going to like the EX too. And I feel like, especially if people were specifically trying to collect for that Nightmare line.
Yeah.
They're going to want the EX.
Yeah, he definitely would match really well.
But I just love this head.
Yeah, I mean, come on, look at that. So here you go. Confessions of a Collector. So my childhood, one of my favorite cartoons was Scooby-Doo, and this has like a Scooby-Doo feel to it.
It does. It really does.
Especially the EX sculpt. And that's not to take anything away from the creepiness of it. I mean, I'm just, it's all context. But this thing is just really fun. I mean, this whole setup with zombie Jason Todd. I mean,
David Graham says, I love how Dan is trying to be so composed.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
He's doing a great job.
I'm trying to be a good reviewer. One of the other things that I think Sideshow's just got really good at is the mixed finishes on the statue, right? So you've got there's a lot of kind of matte and muted colors, but it's shiny where it should be. There's a little bit of shine on his gloves to kind of give him that leather look. Skin texture and shine is the right amount. I mean, just everything. They just killed it.
Well, really what you can see is from the line that I was collecting to the line I have now, you can see the transition from traditional sculpt to digital sculpting. Oh,
sure. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And the fact that, there's still a very large appreciation for those traditional sculpts, because it's just still unbelievable what they can get out of that artist.
Sure.
But at the same time, you can see just that level has increased. Just like you said, there's so many different textures. There's so many different paint applications. A lot of that's Kat St. Peen. I want to give her a shout out. Also, she did paint on these pieces. Just incredible. Just incredible.
Yeah, just a great job. The grass and the moss and everything else, the ground looks really great. Geez, I don't even know what else to say. It's funny because of course I watch reviews. I'm not one of those. I can't not watch reviews.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And so I mean, what everybody said, it absolutely true. I mean, it just does not disappoint. And to those, and there's been a few great questions about this one or the Prime one. It's a completely different, it's a completely different almost type of piece to have in your collection. And I'm gonna do something here.
Okay. While you're doing that, Scott L has a question. Has the collector's edition been shipping? I pre-ordered him from BBTS, so I'll be lucky to get him before the end of the year. LOL. Congrats, Dan. I don't know on that. I don't know if the collector's editions are shipping as well. Everybody I've seen has been the EX. That's a good question. I'm sorry, I don't really know, Scott. I don't know on that. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I've not. Maybe I need to do a comparison video.
I think you really should.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool to see them together.
Yeah. So they just offer something completely different in your collection. That's kind of what I was going for. I'm like, I don't need two that are super super similar, but I mean, look at the difference. And both just outrageously cool in their own right,
They really are.
Yep.
I love the purple on that statue. Like that purple is so needed in this line, like that color pop.
Yeah, it really is. Yep.
Man, they just look so good together. So now that maybe you haven't had a chance to really look at the second head with it on, but what do you think between the two? Like, do you have a preference of which one you probably will mostly display it as?
I tell you what, man, it's going to be really tough. I think the straw hair on the regular gives you something a little bit different.
Yep.
I think, I don't know. This will be one that I swap regularly. I think the regular will probably be my go-to. My regular. But boy, I tell you what, the EX head's really, really cool. Really cool.
That's almost one that I kind of wish it had like its own stand or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I think that I would do the same. Like, it's not one that would probably put on it very often because I like that more traditional look with the straw hat, that animated series kind of look, I guess.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the EX is so neat.
Grab mine here. It's really, yeah, there you go. What's funny is on the regular, just kind of looking at the two side by side, the regular, the face he's wearing a mask. He's clearly wearing a mask that's been stitched together.
Yes.
EX, it's not.
No, this is his head.
It's rotten flesh.
Yeah, this is him, and it's exactly a nightmare. I mean, if you look at the texturing close up, like it almost looks like snakeskin or something.
It does. Yep.
It's just
really beautifully painted too,
and the way it glows, like it's. I mean, a lot of people have made that comment too. It's like I've never seen a statue that is not light up that looks like light up.
Yep, it's fair.
You know, sometimes you see like fire effects or something. Like I think of my Dark Knight Joker that I had from Sideshow with the little flames that everybody hated. You know, it's like that didn't look like it was lit up at all. But this was so well painted.
Yep, did a great job, and it's great too that they differentiated the hats. You know, you get a completely different look in the hat. Just awesome. But you're right about the stand. I put this one on it. I don't do that in my collection a lot, but I think I might do it for this one.
Yeah, I think that it could absolutely take a stand for sure. Yeah. Wanda Quinn says they should do more small portrait stands. Court of the Dead Kier has a great one for her mask. Yeah, I think we've said it for a long time, and you know, and then Prime One, like for example, they've been doing that on a lot of their statues. Where they'll include like little stands. I know, like my Catwoman has that. The Damned Joker, or the Remejo Joker, and the Damned Batman have those.
Yep.
And I just really appreciate. I know the Harley Quinn too.
Harley, Suicide Squad Harley. She's got stands. I don't display them, but she does. I'm trying to think of who else. Noel does not. I don't think they do.
Yeah, there's not very many, but at least there's a few.
XM also doesn't. I know, at least with the Samurai line, I'm looking over. I've got Samurai in a different part of the room, and you know, the Batman, the OG Batman Samurai. That guy shipped with 4 head sculpts, and it's kind of a shame, right? I mean, I switch them out quite frequently. They're all good, but you know, the stands might be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of us we keep our one favorite.
Yep.
You know, and like you said, if you're dusting or something, you might switch out a part here and there.
Yep.
I do that with like my Bane. I'll take the Arkham Bane and I'll take the head off and put the unmasked portrait on every once in a while because I like that portrait. But yeah, I think we all do that from time to time, which is cool.
It definitely switches it up. I find too, if I do that when I'm dusting, like I said, that's my reminder to switch things up. If you switch a bunch of them, it really makes the room different, at least to me. That's kind of how I feel. It just changes up my collection.
Absolutely. And it keeps it fresh, and which is nice.
Yep.
Scott L says, I actually sold my Prime 1 Scarecrow this week. I know a lot of people love it, but I was never really blown away by it. Yep. I hate the way he's turned on the base. I think the Sideshow one blows it away.
Yeah. That's fair criticism. And you know, it's funny. When he mentions the base, I happen to have a spot in my room where the way he's turned just fits. I'm actually looking for a different spot for him because I have a different piece that's going to go in his spot, which is the Iron Studios Joker is actually going to go in the spot that he occupies right now. So I'm looking for a new spot for Scarecrow. But you're right; he's tilted on the base. He doesn't face straight ahead, which, depending on where you have him, is either a really good thing or not a good thing.
Yes, you have to have him at an angle. Yep. The base has to be at an angle, which is a little odd to get him appropriate. But I could see that point there. 79 people watching right now.
Oh wow, awesome!
I want to thank everybody real quick. Sorry to interrupt you, Dan. I just was excited.
I was just going to comment on the fact that the base on the Prime 1 statue weighs probably twice of what the Sideshow statue weighs in total. This is the heaviest. I think it's the heaviest base in the Prime 1 line, in the Arkham line at least.
It is certainly up there. You know, I would still put Mr. Freeze. Actually, I think Mr. Freeze is the heaviest statue.
Oh, in total, yeah, no question.
The body is like a lead weight. I mean, it's just the heaviest thing I've ever lifted in a statue. Killer Croc's base is very heavy, but yeah, for some reason, Scarecrow is just like, I don't know why it's so much heavier than everybody else.
It almost feels the way that they have the two. I don't want to call them gargoyles, but these two design elements on the front, the Scarecrow heads, they almost feel like real metal. Like you pick this thing up and it feels like metal, you know?
It
just
really,
so cool. Yeah,
it's really weird, and that's the same thing like with my Queen Studios Joker that I just got like that. It felt. I still don't know if it's real metal, if it's just really heavy polystone, but it's that heavy. It's like, you know, it's like a lead weight.
Yep, exactly.
Crazy. Eric B's in the house. I want to say hello to Eric. I also had Super Soldier pop on and say hello.
Awesome.
A lot of people are saying, sorry, I'm late. Oh, we got Pop Culture Fate in the house. Hey, what's up, Fate? Nice to see you here.
I noticed a lot of people were getting this the Sideshow Scarecrow like either today, got today, yesterday, tomorrow.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of collectors are finally getting him, and maybe that's the regular. I just don't know if that's shipped or not. But regardless, I'm just happy that people are getting this in because it's just such an amazing piece.
Yep.
Now I said this earlier, and I'll see if I'm wrong or not, but I said, in my opinion, this is the best premium format that I've ever seen. What do you think?
I'm just trying to make sure I think back to all the other premium formats. I can't think of one that's better. Yeah, in terms of detail, design, overall aesthetic, I can't think of one better. I think you're right, Chris. In total, I would say this is the best premium format. I mean, none of the heroes come even close. I would say the closest second, I could be biased, I know I've got them in my collection, is probably the Bane. The OG Bane is really good. And I think part of the reason is the base. He too has a really cool base.
He does. With
the bat signal. But I think this guy just takes it. He just amazing all the way around.
Absolutely. I want to give a real quick shout out to Extreme Channel. Mr. X is in the house. How's it going? He said two at a time, hashtag extreme style. I like that. I like that. Eric, yes, Ivy was unboxed first. So you can watch the replay if you want. Levi wants to know, I can't wait for DC Fandom. How about you, Dan and Chris?
Oh, my God, yeah. Should see some good stuff there.
I'm very excited. Of course, I did my video today about the new Arkham. I guess it's not Arkham, but it's basically Gotham Knights is what it's being called. And it's, there's this clue after clue that it's legit, and it seems like it's a real thing. And so we should get that game, which I'm very excited about. Maybe we'll get some more of these statues from Prime 1.
Oh, maybe Talon? Oh,
well, that's the thing. Somebody said something about Talon today. It might have been George Raw in the group. And I responded. I said, I think that's maybe why we haven't seen him, because maybe Prime 1 would do the updated version of him possibly.
Right.
Because, just like anything with movies and video games, the companies, they know about these things years in advance sometimes. And so maybe that's why there's been a delay on their part. And they'll make an announcement. I'm hoping they make an announcement. Because I think it's a natural fit for Prime 1 because they do so many video game statues.
You're right.
And I can't imagine this not being a hit.
I tell you what, though, with the success of Scarecrow and now Freeze being waitlisted, I have to imagine you got to look at what Sideshow has in their pipeline, and I just have to wonder if they don't fast track, some of the other rogues.
Well, just based on what Daniel Bell said, it's like, be patient, wait till New York. You're going to see some things that just weren't ready. Because, again, we talked about it with the pandemic and everything else. Things just weren't ready. And it made it for a lackluster event. But I do feel like New York is going to make up for it. I just have a feeling, at least I'm hoping I'm not going to eat my words here. But I have a feeling just with what he said that we're going to see maybe even heroes, but I definitely think we're going to see more villains.
So who do you think from a hero standpoint we might see next, Chris?
Well, I guess they've already done – well, I guess it's got to be Nightwing.
It's got to be Nightwing, right?
It's got to be. They've already done Batgirl. Batgirl. They've done a Batwoman.
Yep.
And they've done a Huntress. I mean, they can maybe revisit Huntress maybe because not everybody loves that one.
Right.
And not everybody loves the new Batgirl.
Yeah.
But – yeah, I think Nightwing, that's a given.
Yeah. Now, do you still envision not going down the heroes rat hole, or?
I really like the Robin.
Yeah.
I keep looking at Robin, and I really like the Damian Wayne head.
Yeah.
And part of me thinks that maybe I could do a separate display. I wouldn't want it as part of my case back here.
Okay.
But maybe I could put them on top or something. I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I'll have to see if I like the Nightwing.
Right.
But I don't know. I really do like the Robin. I just don't know how I would incorporate him into this setup.
Yep.
But
yeah, he does look like a cool piece. He looks like one that would be really great on a riser too.
Yeah. And he's real small. I mean, he would take very little space.
Yep.
I like the base with the green stuff coming out. I mean, it's just a neat dynamic piece. Oh, Joe Latorre too says Red Hood needs to be made as well, and I could definitely see them doing a Red Hood. I think Red Hood's probably way more popular than Nightwing,
right?
In my opinion.
I wonder how far we are away from another Joker.
I bet not far.
I bet not far.
I mean, a Daniel Bell Joker?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, think about that.
Yep.
It could be really incredible. I would love to see it. Or even, Matt Black or, anybody that I think that there's a lot of really good talent that could really pull off something, because not everybody likes the Pogo. I'm still considering getting it just to review it. Because I want to see it in person. I haven't yet. And I've been sold on all the other pieces, It
would be cool to see a more serious kind of take on Joker from Sideshow.
Yes.
I think that would be
like a dark grimace, or, evil.
Yeah. Yep.
It could be really fun. A lot of people are asking for like a Commissioner Gordon. That would be amazing. Alfred
Commission. Oh, I'd buy in a minute. Alfred, I'd buy in a minute.
Could you imagine a Commissioner Gordon premium format with a full-size bat signal, with the smoke billowing off the corner of it, or something, and having him in his trench coat with maybe a cigarette with the smoke blowing off of that, with a fedora hat.
Yep.
Or maybe even not. But come on.
In a minute.
Who would not get that?
Yep. In a minute. It'd be a no-brainer.
I just would love that. And if I did that, then think how good that would match up with like a Robin or something. I mean, you could do that as part of the Bat family. If that might pull me over the edge with a Commissioner Gordon. I'm liking the idea of it. I'm liking it.
Yep, Alfred too. I think Alfred, people would buy him in a minute.
Yeah, and he's never been done. Like he's just, it's like, well, maybe no one would buy a bald butler, but
yeah, but imagine the bald butler, holding the cowl or having the cape draped over his arm.
Yeah,
oh my God, that'd be cool.
There's so many good possibilities. Joe says that the Joker piece on Pogo is awesome. Lots of detail. Yeah, I need to see it in person. I do.
Eric, seen that one, Chris? At a store? You haven't seen the Pogo version?
Nope, I've never seen it in person anywhere. And so that's why I just feel like I have to. I say this all the time, but I can't imagine it ever replacing my OG one.
Right.
But maybe it could be somewhere else in the collection. I just don't know. We were talking earlier about, maybe going the 1/4 route. It's a lot more space saving. 1/3 is expensive and takes up a lot of room. So I don't know. We've just been kind of thinking about that, kind of just thinking about the direction of our collections. I sure could fit a whole lot more 1/4 scale pieces in my collection.
For sure. Yep.
A lot of people are saying maybe a new Aquaman, new Wonder Woman, White Knight, Azrael. That'd be interesting.
That'd be cool.
I really enjoy that. Oh, J Doe says, y'all sleeping on Condiment King? Oh, that might be one I do not buy. I don't think I would buy the Condiment King villain. I don't know. Maybe King Tut. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, so what are your thoughts? You got 2 amazing pieces in today.
I got 2 favorite pieces.
Do you have a favorite between the 2?
Yeah. I am not disappointed in either one, which is always a nice thing when you've got, 2 statues to open. No, I mean, they're both great in their own way. I think I had real high expectations just based on all the reviews and the pictures and the posts and everything else over the past, whatever it's been, week or 2 with Scarecrow. I had real high expectations, and he's at least met those expectations, if not exceed. I mean, he's just incredible. He's just an awesome piece. And then Ivy has exceeded my expectations. So go ahead.
I was just going to say that it's, behind the scenes having conversations with you about should I, shouldn't I? And we've talked about it on Rogues too. And it's just one of those things where you see a piece and you like it, but you just don't know if you have the room for it, or, it's like if you'd rather have another piece in that spot. But with anything, like we were talking, you can always swap these things in and out if you wanted to. Yep. But I feel like having them in hand and seeing them in person, like it's just like there has so much presence, especially Scarecrow. Yes. I can't quit looking at this thing. And we've said that about the New 52 Batman, and of course the Batman Who Laughs. But I feel like if it's a good piece that speaks to you, get it if you can. Yep. If you can afford it, guys, get it. And if it's not meant to be forever, that's fine too.
That's okay. Yep, that is okay. I recently parted with my Batman Hush. I just I reprioritized. I'm going to go with the Batman Hush Batcave edition from Prime One. I mean, that was a really hard decision, but I think in the hobby that we've chosen, it comes with the territory.
It does. I am. Pardon me. I'm in the exact same boat as you are. I have my Hush Batman, and I still very much love him. Yeah. But at the same time, we're kind of like, I don't know. Is it going to look better with the Batcave version? Is it going to be more fitting in our collections? Obviously, you've chosen that route to go that way, because obviously it speaks to you as more of a Jim Lee sculpt than this one. Of course, that one definitely is with the cross hatching and everything else. It's very much from the art, and the one I have is also. But
no question about it. Yep, it's what grabs you more. What do you want to display more? And that's it. So you just make decisions. And some, I think we've talked about this before too, and not to go down too far this rabbit hole, but I can see a time when I might put a statue away for a while to display another one. I know a lot of guys, and if this is the way you feel, great. Say nope. If I can't display it, it's gone. It's selling it. I don't know if I share that. I mean,
I can see that for a few pieces, but like there are some collectors out there that I just do not understand, where they'll have 40 or 50 pieces in boxes, and they'll say, well, this I'll eventually have my display, but it'll be like 4 or 5 years down the road. And like, I can't imagine waiting.
That would drive me nuts.
I mean, like if you can't enjoy it now, I mean, life's short. I mean, you might as well. I mean, you got to at least have some of these out and see them and appreciate them. I just don't get that at all. Exactly. If you're getting ready to move in 6 months, I know like Mac, he keeps talking about how he wants to, he's getting ready to move and have a bigger display. And I get that, but he still has the stuff out, it's like,
yep.
I don't know. I just can't even imagine. A lot of people are talking about Alfred. Eric says, I like Dan's idea with him holding the draped cape, but might be some licensing issues with it. Looks like Alex Ross's work. I could see that maybe.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. That's a famous piece of art.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Thornton Applebottom says, happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. Smash that like button. Give a big thumbs up to Dan for doing this for us today. It was awesome to see his double unboxing, and I'm so glad that you have these pieces in your collection finally.
Me too.
So you asked me, like, what's coming up next for you?
Yeah. We have some of the same pieces on order, sir. The Iron Studios Joker, 1/3, is due by the end of the year. We could see Bermejo Joker before the end of the year. It's a possibility. I can tell you about a piece and I know we all do this, a piece I recently canceled. And again, it was prioritization of space and money and everything else. I did cancel Batman Beyond. I had that one on order.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yep. I chose to move on from that piece, just reprioritizing, and what else is coming? There's there's a possibility that 0 Year could be by the end of the year as well. The Prime 1 0 Year Batman, which I'm really looking forward to.
That piece is so incredible. We were talking about that today as well. Yep. Sideshow just released the Dragon, the Batman versus Dragon, from Metal, and that got a lot of people excited. And it is 1/3 scale, which is massive. Of course, the 0 Year is 1/3, but really 1/4.
I can't imagine that's 1/3. I mean, the motorcycle itself would be.
It's not. It's not. It is definitely 1/4, but I don't know. Those are two amazing pieces that collectors are going to be having in the next year, and I'm just really happy for you. And People ask me if I'm considering that one, and I am. I'm considering everything, because like you, my collection's always evolving. My tastes are always evolving. Of like, I look back at some of my pre-orders. I don't know about you, but I've canceled some items at Sideshow over the years, and it keeps them all in there. And I'm going through. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe like 5 or 6 of these things I would have never even thought about buying now. Like it's crazy how different are like that. You get that excitement level, and you're like, oh, I got to have that. Like I had the Ultimate Wonder Woman edition from the Justice League from Prime One. Like I can't even imagine buying that now. Like it doesn't fit where I would be. But I just thought they were neat at the time. And they're still great statues, but it just doesn't fit my collection. So, Matt Collection just joined us. He says, "Nice, Dan." So give you a big thumbs up there. That's awesome.
Hey, Mac, speak of the devil.
That's right. We were talking about you, Mac. Awesome.
I used the Mac Collection's cutting technique, spinning the box technique today.
Yes, you did.
Without cutting myself, so it was awesome.
That's right. Somebody earlier said we had lots of box farts, so I thought that was pretty funny. Scott L says, any news updates on the Queen Studio sculpted hair? I know are they still tweaking it? I think they're done, but I don't think they're shipping it yet, as far as I know. Yeah. But anyway, well, anything else you want to say before we head on out?
No, I think that's a wrap for me. I really appreciate you guys spending time this afternoon and you offering to do this, Chris. This was awesome. This is fun.
This was fun.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty solid show every time we do this. I think people enjoy it. So I think we do more of them. I
do too. And like I said, we definitely need to do more videos together. And I agree because I love doing them with you. It's a lot of fun.
Likewise, this is awesome.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. I really appreciate you all. We won't have Rogues this week, but we'll be back next Wednesday for Rogues Gallery. Of course, we'll do the full recap from DC Fandom. So remember, that is Saturday. Some people have asked me, how do I participate in that? I think you just go to dcfandom.com and it'll just have like links that day. It's a 24-hour event only. It's free to everybody. As far as I know, you don't have to register or anything like that. And so it should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm really excited about the movie trailers and, of course, the video game trailers as well. But can't wait. How about you?
Yeah, I think they've got a great opportunity to create some very positive buzz in what's been kind of a tough week for DC.
Yeah,
this will be a great yin to that yang, so to speak. Really looking forward to a Batman trailer for the movie.
I cannot wait. I hope it's like a real, not like a 10-second thing. I hope it's like a real trailer.
If it's just a tease, it's going to be brutal. But I'm looking for whatever we can get. So I think it'll be fun.
Well, I mean, production's been shut down for quite a while, so they might not have much to go off of. But anyway, everybody's saying congratulations to you, so that's awesome. Again, thanks everybody for joining us, and again, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it.
Yep, likewise. Thank you, guys. See you next.
Bye, everybody. Good night, everybody. See you next.